Hello, hello, hello. What up, Donnie? If you guys were on the stream yesterday, we were talking about NQ. It closed above this 22,400 area. So the next level that it was headed was 22,671. So if we take a peep at where it's headed right now, almost at that 600 level. Almost there. So I'm going to be looking for longs again. We could do some markups here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is our level from yesterday. We kind of pulled back to it. We didn't get, to the exact number. We were waiting for a pullback to come down to like 360. Market ended up stopping around 385. So these are general zones, not exact areas. Sometimes they do seem to be exact areas, but yeah, you got to use them with a grain of salt, they say. So that was our level from yesterday. Now I'm just going to drag this up a little bit because this value area is moving up. So this will be my bullish line in the sand for today. So first scenario for me, since I'm bullish, this market is imbalanced, moving higher. I'm going to look for a pullback to this area to hold, and then buyers step in. If we see some kind of bottom out there, then we get long and target 673. So that's the plan, Stan. Could draw it a little neater for you guys. It looks something like that. And then that area on this chart on the right, the short-term time frame, it'll probably, come down, bounce right there, and then bottom out somewhere around the bottom edge of this is what I would look for. Right now, there's nothing really to do. Yes, if you're looking for a scalp, you could potentially short it down into that area. But I'm waiting for the better setup here, which I think is on the long side. And then S&P, same exact thing. S&P actually was the better setup yesterday. I don't know why. I was too focused on NASDAQ. But if you look at the higher time frame on the left, this is the area we were waiting for a pullback. So the market was already extended. And then coming towards the open, we were like, all right, let's wait for a pullback to value area high. Ended up happening around like 1:30 p.m. and then drifted higher from there into the close, and then obviously overnight. So the overnight session looked pretty damn good. These are the setups. If you join the free course that I put out yesterday, you're going to see when you go through it, these are the long setups. When the market breaks above balance, you wait for a pullback to hold at the value area high. And then once it starts to bounce, you get in there and you ride it. And it keeps happening. When market's in an uptrend, that'll keep happening. Sometimes it's a little nasty looking like this. right here. But it's still holding that general area. And now at this point, we kind of ran all those stops. We're back into balance. So I expect this to dip a little lower. Maybe we get some of that 9:30 a.m. volatility kicks in, pushes us lower, and then we find a bottom somewhere around 61.50 on ES. I did secure a payout from Apex. So paid about $160 for this account. And after 10 days or 12 days, I got to look at the stats. I was able to withdraw $2,000 out of that account. So almost 20x my money there. And yeah, that money should hit the bank very soon. Now I'm still algo trading. Absolutely. Just running up Apex with you guys too. What's wrong with that? $146 people joined yesterday. And if you don't know, this is the course that I use, or that I show you how to use this strategy. And taking those trades, I was able to get up to about $4,000 profit so far in each of my Apex accounts. The link to join this is in the bio of this video. We'll see what we get here. Morning, Lena. Jay, yesterday you said it was easy to pass Apex accounts by getting a payout was much more difficult. What do you mean by that? So passing an account, I really don't use any type of special strategy, right? I'm just buying the max amount of contracts and passing in one day. And then once you get on the PA and try to get a payout, well, you have to trade more consistently. So I can't just make $4,000 in one day and expect a payout. They want you can't go over a 30% consistency rule, meaning you can't make more than 30% of your profits in one day. So for example, if the payout target is $2,600, right? You got to make $2,600 to be able to take a payout. Well, if I make $2,000 one day and then $600 the next day, they're not going to approve my payout because I made most of my money in one day. So you can't go over 30%. So you got to trade more consistently. You got to trade for 8 days. Whereas the evaluation, you just only have to trade 1 day and max long a contract. I mean, a trade, and you pass. So that's the difference between evaluations and payouts. But now's a good time to start because they have their 80% code back. So like the 50K accounts, I think they're like $30 or something. And then if you pass, you have to pay $140 to get access to that PA account. So yeah, as you guys know, if you've been on the stream the last few days, I don't like trading from the middle of the zone. So nothing really to do at this second. We'll be looking for a long trade if we can dip into this area down here in like the 22,470 range. $22,470. How you doing? Let's see if we get up into 600 today, baby. So yesterday we marked out this target 668. Market's only up 70 points, about 0.3%. So a move up into there is about another 0.6%. So we'll see if the market closes up 1% on the day. That'll put us around our 22,600 target. New here, mind summon up your strat for me? Yeah, pretty much. This is our value area. This blue shaded area, it's a VWAP indicator with a couple extra standard deviations on it. So normal VWAP is this middle red line. Added a couple bands to it. And when price breaks above the bands, I'm looking for breakout long trades. So like you see here, where's my brush? So like you see, when the market breaks up above this zone, I wait for a pullback to come near this area, this top of this blue shaded area. And then if the market pulls back and starts to bounce, I get into a trade, and I'll typically have like a high, previous high that I like to target, and then let some run for higher. You can see the same thing happen again right around here. This was around 6 a.m. Got the breakout, pulled back, buyer stepped in right where we expected him to, and then ran it up, broke that high. And the same thing just happened here around 7:45 a.m. Pulled back, broke that high, and then ultimately now it's pulling back a little harder. And yeah, so that's one of the strategies for long trades, trending long trades. This is a 3-minute chart with the VWAP indicator. AP, if you want the strategy in full, go to the description in this video, and you could get access to this Trading Secrets free group. And if you go to the classroom, you'll see the course all in here, detailed, step by step, with PDFs and everything. So like, that was my imbalance setup, what I just explained to you. So if you want to know that in detail, you could go in here. It's completely free. 10, week 6. You could go in there and find the name of the indicator, but it's literally just VWAP on TradingView. So type in VWAP, and it's right there. And then I'll show you in that course how to edit the settings, but you could just screenshot this real quick if you want to. So on the right side, I have session as the anchor. That means every session it creates a new VWAP area. And then on the left, I have it set to weekly. So this is my like higher time frame. You know, what's the market doing on a weekly basis? So every week we get a new VWAP there. Can't really use it on like Monday because it's still developing, but by Tuesday, if the market is opening up, then you'll get a good area to work with. Any news today? Filter this out. We don't care about Canadian news. We don't care about Euro news, Japanese news. Boom. Today we got pending home sales, so nothing. Nothing, schmuthing. So we shouldn't get any crazy volatility spikes unless the megalodon Donnie Trump starts speaking. If your first trade is a winner, are you done for the day usually? Potentially. Yeah, sorry. I have a little weird habit of just when I see price at like, you know, that looks like it wants to break out at an area, I'll just put an alert immediately. But I don't even hear them because my speakers are off because I'm streaming. But I guess it's pulling it from the computer sounds. How's the bot working? Bot's up like 30 something percent year to date, while the market's only up, I don't know, 2%, 3% for the year. Got a little better these last couple days on this new all-time high, but they're cooking. Yeah, for the current bots, you need like 50K in your account, but I'm testing a way for people to trade with less than that, maybe like $5,000. Talk about your bot in the course? No. Course is just my manual strategy. Marino, what'd you say? Message retracted. A little bit of a bouncy off VWAP so far. Bouncy. Check the order flow out. Oh, what the fuck did I just do, man? Shit. Remove that. I need to extend this one. What is this nonsense? Not what I want to do, but all right. So I want to keep this around the 0 area. Oh my God, I'm messing this up horribly. Horrible. Is that the wind I can hear in the background? Yes, unfortunately. It's coming through my door somehow. Windy up here on the 20th floor. It's crazy. When I was living in Miami, I was on the 76th floor. That's friggin' almost 4 times higher than where I'm at now. Insane. So yeah, if you're just hopping in, drew out some levels on my higher time frame. So obviously we're coming into the day, market's extended above value. I would look, or I would love for a pullback to come back into this area. Doesn't mean we're gonna get it. We might have to buy it higher. But a pullback into this zone somewhere around 22,480 and find a bottom there. Maybe take some of these stops out, and then go higher up into 22668 would be the target today. Or if that was the pullback, there's a little liquidation down to VWAP 520. If that was the pullback, well then I would like to see this thing jump above the overnight high, pull back, and then continue. That is another way to get involved on the long trade up into 22668. Buying it here, don't love it, just because we could keep bouncing around. I like to wait for the confirmation that this thing is flying. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Freaking wind, man. I need to get a new door, huh? But appreciate you guys hopping on the stream. I've had consistent over like 50 viewers a day. fuck it. We'll do it live. Oh, a little pop. All right. We're getting close to the open here. Let's see. We could get an opening just ripper. Opening ripper. Yeah, look at that. Bunch of bids. Yeah, hit a like, guys. You know the deal. Thank you, Jake. Yo, Jake Pellegrino. Why did I leave Miami? It just wasn't it. Fun vacation place. Living there is different. Just shenanigans every day. All right, we're open. We get a little pullback E or a rippy. Pull back and then rippy. Yeah, I like to let this opening move fizzle out for a couple minutes, and then we'll go with where it ends up after that. All right, so the market right now is at 22,550. Let's do a poll in the chat. You guys got it right yesterday. So we'll do, I just put the poll in there. Will it end up higher than 22,550 or lower than 22,550 at 4 o'clock? My guess is this thing touches 22,668 at some point. Let me check the daily chart. How's it look? Breaking above yesterday's high. Yeah, I do like it. Very good. Kind of opening up in the middle of this area. So yesterday, we closed over 22,400. So I said, okay, what usually happens in this market, or what always happens in this market? You go from trending to balanced. Then you go to trending again. Then you go back to balance. Then you go trend, balance. So what is this? Monday, we're trending up. We had this lower edge of this balance area as our target, right? What happens when we accept above that area? Well, we're likely to go to the other side of it. So that's why I'm saying 22,670 is our target. You probably can't see the numbers here because my face is in the way, you idiot. But held above 400 yesterday, likely to go to the other side of this blue rectangle, which puts us at 22,600. If you want to be exact, 22,670. So that is where my target is coming from. All right. Another little pullback. We wicked out those 830 lows. Was there news at 830? Was that a news low? Yeah. GDP. Unemployment. GDP. Unemployment. GDP. Unemployment. Wicked out the news lows. Bouncing. And the wind out there is winding. You guys are waiting to short. Waiting for a setup to short. As far as my plan goes, that was your short up in this range up here. And then I like to long down here. If you here, you want me to send you the link? Here you go, buddy. I'll make your life very easy here. Here's a link to the free group that I posted yesterday. You didn't get it just because you said W in the chat. You still had to go and click the link. That was me gauging the demand. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if we're going to get down to the overnight low, though. Can't even get the value area low. But I will sit on my hands and wait. Right now it's in the middle. We don't like the middle. You get chopped in the middle. A lot of traders that don't use this get chopped around because they don't know where the hell the market is even at. The fair value gaps and the ICTs don't tell you this kind of stuff. But yeah, you guys got to watch out for Marina in here. She's a killer. What indicator plots the highs and lows? I forget what it's called. Somebody else might know in here. I changed the name of it. All right, this is lining up. Let's see if this touches value area low here. Or if delta goes negative, then we could get a dumpy. First initial touch. I don't want to be the first one to jump in and long this thing, but it's getting close. Marina says overnight low. Will we make it to the overnight low? Down to 438. Yeah, look at that bounce. Right off value area low. That was the long. That was it, chat. Let's see, another push under 499 if it breaks under value, or if it just wicks it and bounces immediately again. Could look for a stab long. Wasn't able to break it. Give this a whirl. Peel a couple off if it hits 523. And then try again if it wicks and holds 490. Oh, let's go. All right, taking off a couple. Boom. See if we get a pump. Pump it up. You know, pump it up. Don't you know, tantire. Take another one off at point of control. This could come back down. I don't know if buyers are strong enough to push this up to highs yet. See, I did it again. I just sent an alert there for no freaking reason. Move this stop up. I don't want to give it any room for failure. See if they flush this thing back down and we find a better bottom. All right, taking out on the rest. Kind of broke even on that one. Give it another whirl. Give it another whirl, why don't you? Just long and value are yellow here. Keep pressing into it. Buyers are still holding it. 531 here. I'll set some. I'll set some more up here. Let's go smash the TP, please. Only 20 points. We're not asking for much. You know what I mean? Get it going, baby. Boom. Fill me out. Pause, 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 pause. $530. There we go. Boom. Next target, 557. Let's break this point of control and get it going, baby. You long the ES? ES looking good? Nah, I like NASDAQ way better. You're crazy. That shit looks ugly. At least NASDAQ flushed and you got a nice move. Well, that's always fun. Liquidation. God damn it. Who fat fingered that? So now I think this flushes a little bit. Nosferatu. Or just another nonsense wick. I think my mouse is gonna die soon. Come on, 558. Let's get up into 558. Or do we need to flush these overnight lows first? Set an alert for you guys. So if that goes off, that means we flushed a new low of the day. Yeah, who got fucked on that wick? I mean, these stops are gonna get ran. Look, these right here. How do you add text? These will get ran. That means I think the market will fly through that area. Gonna wait for a move lower on NQ. to get the long trade. It's kind of close to our area, but I think it wants a little bit lower. He said, hey, that's where my stop is. Chill. Yeah, that's where a lot of stops are. Will they get ran right this second? Maybe not. We'll just go lower first. Then we find a bid and then come back up there. That's ideal. Kind of stalling out here near the lows. Delta going negative. Should flush down to like 460 at least. Maybe touch that overnight low. And then from there, we'll see what we get. See what we get. Show me what you got. There's the flush. A little bit lower. There you go. Come to Papa. Come on down, Charlie Brown. Overnight low is at 437. It's about 50 points from here. Look at that magnet. Pulling back to the zone. Now where do we find the low? We get rid of this nonsense here. Or do we find the low? Will this thing just flip? Breaks under the zone, that won't be good, but initially I'm going to try and long it. The Buck Help Center, I don't need no help. I don't need no help. Oh, that one got licked. See, evals. That's why I like going in first on the evals. Just to test the waters. And then if the trade goes in my favor, then I jump in on the PAs. Out of my trade, looking for a bounce to get long here on NQ. Same. I think that was it. The bounce has commenced. These rippers could be violent. Not in yet, but Might run back up without me. You're watching 1 minute. No, I watched the 3 minute. When I'm looking at this chart, this is a, what do you call it? 1500 volume. When I'm looking at these, this is 30 minute on the left, 3 minute on the right. Dude, the green area never fails. I hope this doesn't just rip up into new highs on this one candle. Buyers definitely stepped in there. Back above zero. Shit. Yeah, this thing is running. If we could get a pullback to like 500, I'd buy it. Had it mapped out pretty perfectly. If you look on the left, we were up here this morning, 570. Like, all right, let's see a dip into 470. Fucking hits 470 on the dot. Long 494. She's good. Marina's good at this. I told you. He's just going to run up, straight up. Fly. $494. If it pulls back to there, I'd get along there. But I think it's just going to rip. Order flow's coming in strong. We shall see. Short NQ VWAP scout. It might get fucked pretty quick. Let's do a little blast off here. Yep, there you go. Initial selling at VWAP. That's to be expected. If it doesn't spend too much time here, we should be at 557 very quick. And then it's off to the races. 668. Ooh. Told you this shit gonna run quick. Take out these stops around 565 next. Then we're off to the races, new highs. What's your target, Marina? $30-minute candle is about to close. Next one should take us up to 583 within the next 30 minutes, I think. We'll get up to the overnight high. Or the next 3 fucking minutes. Oh my God. What's the name of the indicator that shows the high-low open? I think it's called ICT kill zones, but I changed the name. You could search up ICT kill zones though. And I changed the settings. See if we could push above this overnight high now. That was violent. 583 and then 680. This is a version of the TPO charts down here. I just use them on NinjaTrader. It's just like the same thing, a little simplified. See if we catch this breakout here. Just looking for 584. Sell some there. Sell some right here. Keeping a tight stop because this is like a momentum play. We just ran up a bunch. Doesn't mean it can't keep going though. Overnight highs should be ran on this move. Nice, Raphael. Snag some runners. Yeah, value area low is the long there. Clearly. The green zone never fails, man. But initial, I mean, expecting a little bit of selling up into this value area high zone. So this is normal here. What I don't want to see is this whole move retrace. You just want to see it get above the overnight high. Keep freaking going. See, overnight high is like 580. I want to see it get above there and just keep on going. My contacts are getting dry. Yeah, it looks better on the volume chart, right? You kind of see a little more into the candles. That's why I like flipping through. Because the candles only show you time. These volume bars, obviously, it's 1500 volume per candle. So it's a little smaller time frame, but you get to see like a little more details inside the candles. But it also at the same time could be noisy. So that's why I like flipping through both. Not quite into the overnight high yet. Is that the overnight high? Yeah. Overnight high is 585. Who's calling my phone, man? Momentum play might not freaking work here. This is more of a scalp. Real play was down at value area low. And if it comes back down there, we'll try it again. We'll try this Momo again. Yeah, we'll put 2 there. One here. See if we get a pop back into highs or if this thing wants to go lower first before making its continuation higher. I think in the next 20 minutes we'll get above 584. How we get there, whether that be a pullback down to friggin' VWAP or value area low. We don't know, but I do think if this thing wants to trend today, we should get above 584 pretty quick and continue on. Really hope my mouse doesn't die in mid-trade. That would suck. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think this market gets up to 22,680 today. But you know how they do it. It'll get there like 10 minutes before the close and make you wait all fucking day. That's just the way it is. Oh shit, they already ran the stops, huh? Told you. Ran the stops and rejected. Don't love that play. Wanted to see them run the stops and then keep going. Shit might be cooked if you're long on ES. Got to get back over that area and hold. Or else they'll put you through your misery. Don't want this to end up being a chop day. Like, the fact that we're hanging around the open right now is not a good sign. We need to get away from it right now. Oh, they fucking listened. Thank you. Now, let's touch into 573 and start the party. Get above this overnight high now. Boom, 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 boom. Come on. Should get filled here at 573 on a couple contracts. Another one at the overnight high, and then we'll see how far this thing could go. Move my stop up a little bit. Risking 10 points now to make 23 on the first exit. Another whack. Well, it's not ready yet, folks. Oh no. What are they doing? I can't break the freaking New York Open, man. What are they doing? What are they doing to me? Slingshot it, baby. 584. I think I broke my thumb in my sleep somehow. Ow. This is taking too long. They're teasing us. Why are you teasing me? All right. 573 here. You gonna pop into it or what? Going once. Going 3 times. Going 9 times. They are just chopping it around here. Yeah, that's the question. So do we just get a balance day, or is this going to break out of balance? Well, right now, fading the extremes works pretty good on both sides. You got the failure to break higher. Well, it was breaking higher, but it returned back into balance a little earlier. You got the fade from value area high down to the other side, and now you got the opposite. Fade off the lows. Now we're back at the highs. Will this thing continue higher, or is this just another fade right here? Back down to 497 or lower. I'm going with the momentum off the bounce from value area low, but could be wrong. Just given the fact that we wicked into that area on the higher time frame. But yeah, this move could easily get faded. We're just so close to the overnight high that I think it gets ran. And then maybe they take it back down. Just need one big green candle to take us out, and we're chilling. Jesus, who's sitting X? At 566. Because they about to get ran over. $573, baby. Fill. Order filled. ES made another high of the day. Oh, God. NQ's got to pick it up. Beat it up. They're pressing. And they're pressing. And pressing. Brother. There we go. That's what we like to see. Now fly to the overnight high. You dirty dog. I got 3 left, waiting for 584 and then higher. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, that was a sweat. Are we going to repeat the process here or what? Come back into the chop zone? Move this stop to break even just in case they want to fuck around again. What do we got here? Seven more minutes. If we don't make a new high, get over this overnight high, I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah, man. Might as well sweep the overnight high at 584. Just saying, Mr. Market Order. I mean, market maker. Fucking idiot. Get it. Let's make this next leg up. And then call it a freaking evening. How's the bot doing? Bot's doing good. It loves these trend days. Take another one off here just in case this thing comes back and stops me. Lock in some gains here. I want this to close over 580 in the next 4 minutes for this trend to keep going. Oy, 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 oy. Two minutes till we smash the overnight high or get stopped out of break even. Either way, it's going down in 2 minutes. Mark your calendars. Done for the day. Got long spy at 6:08 and got out at 6:09, but of course it shoots up after. I think you should have held that till 4 p.m. But hey, I'm not gonna make any predictions. Better safe than sorry, but you got to catch those runners, man. That's how your P&L skyrockets. If you keep closing shit out early, you'll always be like around a break even. I don't know. I don't know what your P&L curve looks like, but most people that close early, they never really end up making profits because they don't let those big ones go. Like most of my P&L comes from one big trade, but on all the rest of them, I'm compounding, getting my base hits. And then one day, market gives you a banger, and you just say, thank you, Mr. Market, for all the schmeckles. I love my runners. How do you manage runners? Well, if you get a trend day, most of the trend days close the day at highs. So that means if you're in a trend trade, typically if it's a true trend day, it'll close at highs. So like around 4 p.m., that'll be like the highest. So just keep that in mind. Next trend that you think you caught. Most of the time they close near high of the day. All right, it's 10:30. We didn't make that high, but it still looks good. It should blast. Bam. Overnight high. Tap. A little tickle. Come on. A little trickle. Get through it. That's how I've blown accounts holding too long. Yeah, with options, I guess you could blow more money, but futures we use stops, so it can't really blow your whole shit unless you're way over leveraging. Come on, let's see the overnight high blast through 584. Hold a runner for the move up to 680. Oh, baby. Let's go. Let me get a bang. Should be good to go to 680 now. Let me get a bang in the chat if you got that. Let's go. Do you trail? I don't really like to trail. Don't really like to trail, but sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If I'm just getting into the trade and it goes up like 10 points in my favor, no, I'm not trailing. If I'm getting in at, down here this morning at 490, like Marina in the chat, then yeah, at this point you could probably trail your stop up to, I don't know, 520. Just use these bands to your favor. But look at this chat, bigger picture. Where are we headed? To the other side of this big balance zone. This big ass balance. 670. Bangarang, I love it. Let's go. Up 900 plus bucks. Fuck yeah. So now we're just chilling at the overnight high. We should continue higher here. Don't want to see it come back into the overnight high under this 550 area. Because then it could be cooked, chat. Move this up to like 560. See if we can run it out. Run it out. Keep it going. How you doing? Where's ES? Oh my God. ES was a banger. ES was a banger, man. I want to see NQ do that shit. What? Like barely took out the overnight high. I don't even have the indicator on this. But we are way over that. 8 points. I forget how little ES moves. Okay, so if you got this, overnight high was the target. So I'd cut some out. But ultimately, I think we make our move up to 670 today. But yeah, that was a great move, chat. What's your setting on the longer term VWAP? Longer term VWAP on the left is, if you go to settings, it's at week. So you put it on week and then you put it on like a 30-minute chart. This one's the same thing up in the top right. It's a weekly VWAP 30-minute chart. It just looks a little different because it's on NinjaTrader. This is your first pullback after the breakout. If you wanted to join the party, gotta wait for it to turn back up. And we'll see if we get that real trendy. Get back above the overnight high, and then we chillin'. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for me. Hour and a half stream again. What is that? 3 days in a row, baby. Caught some winners 3 days in a row. W's in the chat. But I'm going to hop on out of here and get my life together. If you are still long, just watch this area. If it starts to break and take out these stops around like 537, you know, we could go back into balance mode and just chop around the rest of the day and maybe not get that trend day we want. But if it holds right here, that'll be ideal. This would be my long entry again for that momentum higher. And then ultimately the target is up at 670, 680-ish. So if you're going to hang in longs, do what you got to do as far as managing it, trailing your stops, whatever. But as a target, 668 would be it. All right, chat. Appreciate you guys hopping in here. I love you. And I'll see you when I see you, which is probably tomorrow at 9 a.m. again. Don't forget to use code JPelly at Apex if you want to rock out and get these fat payouts like I'm about to do.